Me and you again, mate. Are they just putting the handsome lads on, do you think?
I think it is that. I mean, or the others have gone on holiday and not told us. Me and you are here, mate, you know what I mean? We're doing the work. Where are you lads?
Grafted away, as per the boys. Yeah, a few things going on. Start with players we've got and then move on to ones we haven't yet, I suppose. Kolo Toure looks like he's going. There's no contract there. There's a few quotes from him saying he doesn't know what's going on. He wants to stay. It's a great club. I'm sure the manager knows what he's doing, but you know, it doesn't look likely, does it?
Yeah, I mean, it seems a bit of a shame, doesn't it? Because, you know, he put in some good performances. Seems like a good fella to have around. But I mean, he is 35.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, the important thing to remember here, and it's probably going to be the case with a few players, I think, you know, not really based on it, just a bit of a hunch, but, you know, Klopp seems like a nice fella. He seems like a good laugh. You know, we've seen all this stuff in the press about how, you know, after the final when we got beat, he got them all together and got them all singing "We Are Liverpool" and this sort of thing. I'm sure it's great to work for Klopp, but at the same time, I think you don't get where he's got in football without being absolutely ruthless. And, you know, a 35-year-old centre-half who basically needs to be protected by other players because of his lack of pace, it's not ideal, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to write something today for my column as well. Well, today-ish, it might be tomorrow, but we'll talk about that after.
I've got loads of them season review Q&A.
I've done me one of them.
They're coming at me ears.
I've done me one of them, and
if you're interested in hearing what everyone who's contributed to the Anfield app thinks of the season, because it's all in my email inbox. I've done
one of them, but my column's kind of slacking a bit. But anyway, what I'm writing about is squad size, and I think people a lot have talked about Europe, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, we're not in it, but I think one of the things that people aren't really talking about is the knock-on effect it has on kind of squad size and things like that. And we might say, oh, keep Kolo here and stuff, but we've played over 60 games this season, and next season we might only play 40. So you've got to think about that. You've got to think about how you keeping everyone happy. You've got to think about resources, because as fans we don't want to think about, you know, wage bills and things like that. But if someone's on a decent wage and not playing, then I'm sure FSG are going to be thinking about it and going to be saying, well, what's going on here?
And the flip side of that is, I seen people saying this last night. You know, Gotze sort of came out and said, well, I'll probably stay, sort of thing, which, you know, pinch of salt, he could still go, couldn't he? But I've seen people going, just pay him whatever he wants. Well, alright, if you want him to pay whatever he wants, then maybe shave off Kolo, Joe Allen, Lucas, all these people who are around the periphery, because they're all picking up big wages. So, you know, you're quite right to bring
and another thing as well for the stuff like the Kolo and the Lucas, you say, oh, you want experience around, and I understand that. I think it's a bit lacking, but also I think we all agree that we want to be a club where young players get a chance. And so you can't. It's tough to square that circle as well. You know what I mean? It's say, well, you know, you look like we've got some good young players coming through at the club, and you want to give hope to the academy that there's chance of progression. And also, we're in a city where you have to compete for young players, and part of that is to show young players are getting a go. So it's with only, you know, potentially a minimum of 40 games next season, you know, maximum of about 50. You would have thought then. You know, you're starting to look at guys like Ojo and thinking, well, if we want him to develop and we think the sky's the limit on them and he's got a very high ceiling, then he's going to need to get in his games next season as well. So it's all these things to think about, I think, for the manager in terms of the knock-on effect of not being in Europe. And I think a few of the lads who he was umming and ahhing about, the likes of Toure, the likes of Lucas, if maybe he's known all along, but if he wasn't sure, then I think like European football might be the final nail in the coffin for them.
Yeah, I think you've got to just manage that wage bill, haven't you? And there's loads of other names when you think about it as well. Like where does Agger get a game? How does he get back to when we were all raving about him, when people were madly saying he could step into Sterling's shoes and all that sort of thing? You know, now he's gone off the cliff. How does he climb back up it?
Yeah.
Because he's only going to do it with games. So you know.
Yeah,
loads of those sorts of questions.
Yeah, and it's stuff that the manager's got to sort out over the summer, but I'm sure he will. You mentioned Gotze before. There's a little quote here from Melissa Reddy's found in Build, and it's from Gotze, which is a little bit more than what we talked about yesterday. He says, contrary to recent reports, I had a very good phone call with Ancelotti. I'm looking forward to working with him. As you say, is it a pinch of salt thing? We've kind of heard this thing before. There's a quote from his dad as well that Sean's found all these, by the way. We're not just making him record the videos now, he also has to script them. He said, I don't know anything about an alleged imminent transfer to Liverpool. He said, Mario is my son, we talk to each other, I would know about it. It's one of them.
Yeah, I know dads have got involved.
I was going to say it's hard to be like my dad that going, well, he hasn't told me.
But But you get all this, your dads get involved, brothers get involved. I mean, let's be honest, the reason anything's been said on this is because the whole world's been talking about it. You know, it's been over and over and again in all the sort of trusted places as well. You know, Liverpool have been talking to Gotze, Liverpool are going to sign Gotze. It's been everywhere. And so if you're Gotze or if you're Bayern, you know, there's probably a conversation going, well, hang on, you contacted to us here. Do you want to nip this in the bud for a bit? I mean, it's all PR and it's all, you know, it's a game. It's a game that's played out in the press, and it will you've just got to wait and see. Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, like I thought it was hilarious some of the stuff that came out before Van Gaal got sacked. I mean, there was one line from my old mate Danny Taylor at the Guardian, where he got all this inside info and all the rest of it. But one bit was about that Van Gaal had told the strikers that they had to take an extra touch in the box. And so Rooney was doing that rather than putting it in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Really? A lad from Croxteth who's been scoring goals all his life has been told by some Dutch fella to take an extra touch in the box, and he's going, all right then, I'm taking the extra touch, that's why I'm not scoring. Sounds like absolute bollocks.
Imagine Rooney scoring and then getting bollocked afterwards because he didn't take a touch.
Should have took that touch there, lad. What are you doing putting it in the net? Yeah, I mean, that's a prime example of how things get manipulated in the press.
There was a lot of funny stories about the Van Gaal thing coming out and all. I liked the one, I don't know if you saw it, there was a story the young players are getting too locked after, and there was one where this 18-year-old lad had wanted eggs for tea, so he asked the chef to boil them so he could take them over. And I thought, well, do you know what, when I was 18 I probably didn't know how to boil an egg. It's not a footballer thing, it's just, you know. But it was Sean didn't know how to post a letter yesterday.
I know. Oh, that was brilliant, wasn't it? Yeah. Sean was like looking at me going, well, what am I doing with these stamps?
Just an age thing, you know.
But now the Van Gaal thing as well, there was just loads and loads, wasn't it? There was like, he wanted to, there was some kind of app he got them to show they'd been looking at videos of themselves and the mistakes they'd been making. And so then he got a tracker fitted to that, and they were just putting the mobile phone on the side and like walking out for 20 minutes so it looked like they'd watch it when they had. But there were so many, it was just obvious, let's discredit this fella as much as possible before we actually pull the plug and sack him. And like, you know, the Gotze thing's the same now. Of course he's going to say, oh yeah, I want to play for Bayern, Ancelotti's great, blah 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 blah. But behind the scenes, as soon as Liverpool offer the right money, offer the right wages, whatever, it can all change like that. So
yeah, I will see. I mean, you know, we might be trying to get more out of Bayern as well and things like that. So yeah, not one to all hang yourselves over yet. And especially as apparently we're very desirable in the Bundesliga. There's a German magazine called Kicker, who apparently do a survey with German top flight footballers every year. They spoke to 235, which is a decent number, and asked them which club would you most like to play for, and the top answer was Liverpool with nearly 10%.
Sound.
So that's alright, isn't it? I mean, I don't know how good these lads are.
Well,
they might be the worst ones, but I
was just going to say, we'll have the good ones, like Muller and that can come over.
But yeah, I've heard he put Liverpool twice.
Yeah.
Because that's how keen he was.
Well, he said Neil likes him.
Yeah,
you know, he wants to come over and do a show and that, and score loads of goals for the Reds. He wants to bring Alonso with him and put the coat round him. See that clip?
Yeah.
I love that clip. They're on the bench together and just out of nowhere Muller just gets this coat. Yeah, happy lads, I'll look after you. Nice fella. And scores goals.
Yeah, what more could you possibly want? So all these Germans want to come. One of them, he looks like he is coming, is Karius. He's in the city now, and you know, he's not come to go the Beatles story, has he? No. You know, he's here to come and play. Also,
everyone's locking up the missus, aren't they?
He's bloody gorgeous. Also in this this Bundesliga, the poll that Kicker do, they asked he was the best keeper in the league this season. 23.8% went for Neuer, which you'd expect, but second was Karius with 13.6%. So his teammates think he's good. Loads of good keepers in Germany, and this handsome one. I mean, they might have just got confused with the question and thought they were asking for the best looking, but you know, I'm sure they can overeat.
Let's give the lads a go. I bet you any money is better than Peggy half exit.
That's the standards we aim for in the Anfield app. I think that's it. There's a little story about Benitez wanting Agger at Newcastle as well. That's gonna. I think Danny Agger's quite happy in Denmark.
Yeah, I think so. And plus, I seem to remember him basically saying one of the reasons he went was because he was struggling with the sort of demands of English football and the amount of football. Well, You know,
Championship.
Newcastle might be in the Championship, but you still play a fair few games.
Oh yeah, it's like 46 league games, isn't it? It's ridiculous. So yeah, not sure that one's going to happen, but we're going to be starting giving these transfer rumours emoji ratings on Facebook. So look out for that. We've revolutionised the way people write about transfers.
Yet again. I mean, we're at the cutting edge of new media, the Anfield app.
Yeah.
And obviously, while we're on the subject, there's shows out today, isn't there?
Yeah.
Tuesday
Reviews out today.
Unwrapped
out today. Full Stop came out last night with Melissa Reddy's show. Do have a little listen to that. And tomorrow is the anniversary of Istanbul, so we've got some special stuff around that as well. So loads of stuff on Tour Player. I know it's over the summer, there's not as much footy, but we don't stop. We do absolutely loads. Loads of transfer stuff, loads of specials. And yeah. And we're announcing the America Tour. We're not announcing the America Tour. The players are definitely going. We're announcing what we're doing on Friday, I think. So keep an eye on that. And if you're going out there, you can come and join us, and we're going to have a bit of a do.
I'm not going.
We need to sell tickets.
I'm going.
Who knows? See you later.